Well, I told you I would talk a little bit about culture as well. So I did want to mention Candace Owens, a what used to be a right conservative, seemingly political commentator. She worked for Charlie Kirk for a few years, and we all know that that's definitely a right side conservative organization. And since Charlie Kirk was assassinated, she started to share videos about her every suspicion, pretty much, and not really caring about how it would affect those people, assuming that they might be involved in what came about as the end of Charlie Kirk. And the thing that comes to my mind about Candace is found in Proverbs. There's one that pops up here, Proverbs 5. Let me see, NLT version. It says, avoid immoral women. My son, pay attention to my wisdom. Listen carefully to my wise counsel. Then you will show discernment and your lips will express what you've learned. For the lips of an immoral woman, by contrast to the wisdom coming from his lips, which is wisdom. But for the lips of an immoral woman are as sweet as honey, and her mouth is smoother than oil, but in the end she is as bitter as poison, as dangerous as a double-edged sword. Her feet go down to death, her steps lead straight to the grave. For she cares nothing about the path to life. She staggers down a crooked trail and doesn't realize it. So now, my sons, listen to me. Never stray from what I am about to say. Stay away from her. Don't go near the door of her house. If you do, you will lose your honor and will lose to merciless people all you have achieved. Strangers will consume your wealth and someone else will enjoy the fruit of your labor. In the end, you will groan in anguish when, here we go about the whole body thing again. In the end, you will groan in anguish when disease consumes your body. You will say, how I hated discipline, if only I had not ignored all the warnings. Or why I didn't listen to my teachers. Why didn't I pay attention to my instructors? And pretty much it's not a happy ending for the person that chooses the opposite of wisdom. Later on, it continues and it talks about the goodness of having a wife instead of an immoral woman. And it's a very visual proverb. And although this proverb, I haven't researched it, but if I were to guess, it is talking more about the physical element of staying pure, staying away from fornication, adultery, and staying in the wisdom and the blessing and purity of a wife. But I think that we can also learn here that there isn't only that evil when it comes to immoral women. There could also be evil, immoral words that come from having made a bad friendship with a woman. And I think in Charlie Kirk's life, it appears to have been the case. We don't really know, right? Only people that actually knew Charlie Kirk. And it's very tempting to try to make him into like a sinless martyr type of figure. And then later on, if some of the text messages that have been revealed that don't make him look as honorable as he was prior to those messages going public, it's tempting to try to think of him as this perfect guy. And when someone passes, we, out of respect, only talk about the positive things that this person left behind or the good qualities in that person's character. If not for Candace Owens' show, if not for her show, if not for all of the questions she has made public, implications, we would just be waiting for the trial to happen, and we would all know that there is someone in prison currently that will have a court date, and that we will learn more about those details then. There is something to be said about people that are not patient. This is what I actually wanted to talk about. I saw a short clip of Candace Owens responding to Erica Kirk's interview, the most recent one, where she admits that Erica Kirk's stance on forgiving that man that's currently in prison, that is biblically correct, but that she couldn't do it. And why? Because she doesn't think she can forgive someone if she doesn't know what she has to forgive them for. Like, she has to know before she can forgive. That's not biblical, as she seems to understand. It doesn't make you more noble. It just makes you very curious. And if I could just summarize it real quickly, I do not believe that Candace Owens is a good influencer, a good influence for any young lady that wants to live her life according to God's word. As admitted by herself, like, as a Christian, there is no but. There is no, this is what the Bible teaches, but I can't do it. I mean, it's one thing if you struggle, but the most significant, in my opinion, way you can tell when someone is a true, genuine, repented believer of Jesus Christ, follower of Jesus Christ, is when you see that self, like, die to itself. And it's more about, like, I don't want to do this, but I have no choice. I have to, because this is what my Lord tells me that I need to do. Nowhere in the Bible are we told that we can wait to forgive someone until we understand all the details of why I need to forgive them. It sounds good, but it's not. It's not the true thing. Candace Owens, if she is a Christian, she should forgive Israel if that's what she believes, with no evidence. She should forgive whoever did this terrible thing. And forgiveness does not mean that we do not investigate, that we lose or anything. It's that this is what God commands us, and we're trying to be like Him and not build our own brand. So that said, I wanted to say also that there is a trend going on right now where I believe a lot of the excitement behind Trump and the election, and how so many people united together, even some people that were not Republicans, there was a lot of coming together in order to win the election, the presidential election. And now, I think now that circumstances have changed, things are appearing more clear about how different we think and how we go about doing things on our platforms. The largest ones, for example, Tucker, Candace, as I mentioned, The Daily Wire, Ben Shapiro. A lot of, like, smaller ones, for example, it's very interesting, Megyn Kelly. It's very interesting how things are not so clear-cut like how they were back then. It was so clear. The line was left or right. Our main points we were clear on. But then all of a sudden, because of our involvement with Israel's war, and even before then, it seems some podcasters were very committed to voicing their suspicions. All of the propaganda, anti-Israel propaganda out there, they wanted to use their channels because that's what they became interested in learning more about, maybe as a sort of like rebellion against the leaders of our country, as a criticism to like how our US government, how much involvement they were having with regards to Israel. I know there were some people that were afraid that we were going to have to send boots on ground. And that was one of the things that Charlie Kirk expressed concern over. It's interesting how, because you have two of the largest podcasts on X or wherever, Tucker and Candace Owens, it's interesting how those things are lining up together as their own coalition. And so we're seeing, whereas before it was left or right, now what I'm seeing is now it is Candace specifically, she is disassociating herself from seeing things in that filter, and now she wants to be able to comment on both sides, but it sounds to me like she wants the audiences of both sides. I mean, I can't say that for sure, but if I were to put myself in that type of mentality where it's like constantly grow and grow and grow your platform, I can imagine that that's the real reason for why you would like leave one side, especially when she has become very unpopular on the right side because of the anti-Semitic things that she has been saying. It seems very convenient that now she wants to add some on the left. There are a lot of extremists, I guess, when it comes to Israel, Gaza. There are a lot of like Free Palestine people on the left, so it sounds like that's the way to go if you want to grow your platform, and that's the passion project that you have to talk against Israel. Then that seems like the smart thing to do. Is it the godly thing to do? No, but that's what I'm noticing. And so now the enemies are becoming the Zionists, the people that believe that Israel has the right to their land, to be their own country and to defend themselves. Now all of a sudden Zionists are like the problem and are the corruption. And so it's a different kind of battle that all of a sudden, like, who invited you to the party type of thing. And it was something that there were smaller channels that were sharing these things, but it has become so popularized by the larger platforms that now it's like, shouldn't we be talking about like other things? And it's like, in a sense, we have no choice but to fight this battle, because you have to put out the fires that, you know, are happening in your home, in our country, in our political party, for example. Sign up for my monthly newsletter at susanmorales.org, and if you would like to support what I do, become a member of this channel or a patron, and as a thank you, I share extra videos there. You can find the links in the description section below.